Awesome video, man.
What do you think is the thing that gave
Ha! Candace Owens. You know what I'm saying? I love criticizing Candace Owens. Men literally repeat to women what it is that they want, and it's very simple. Just listen, understanding. Make me feel secure. You know what I mean? Give me some encouragement and support. You know what I'm saying? If I'm undertaking a task, have my back. Don't work against me, work with me. Very simple stuff. And it's almost like women have like a blockade up to it. So it's your boy Rob coming back at you once again with another video. So before we get started, you already know what to do. Now, I want to do a reaction video to a fresh video that Manosphere Highlights Daily just did. I just did a video about the silhouette challenge, and this video actually touches on a lot of the things that I said in the video that I did about the silhouette challenge, and I found it very interesting. So I'm gonna play it and give a little commentary. I hope Manosphere Highlights Daily doesn't get upset with me. You know what I mean? I'm gonna give commentary. I don't want to, get in trouble for like stealing their content or anything like that. So, like I always do, anytime I put elements of other people's content into my videos, I would advise, if you watch my channel, please go and subscribe to Manosphere Highlights Daily. Without further ado, let's check this out. Let's see what she's saying.
And I am now 56, and honestly, I have serious regret that I was led to believe that having children was a bad thing. I mean, I never had support in my life growing up in the city of Chicago, for believing that getting married and having a family was a good thing.
Well, I think in terms
that just boggles my mind. How I just don't understand how, there's so many people that are not able to have children, men and women. You know what I mean? For whatever reason, they're not able to. And to willingly choose not to, when kind of that's biologically what both men and women were put here on the planet for, why somebody would choose against that is almost like working against nature to me. It's so counterintuitive. I don't understand it. But that's the world that we live in. You know what I mean?
In terms of relationships, there are a lot of millennial women who I feel like are kind of lost, and they can't. A lot of women, I feel like they can't, for some reason, find a relationship or stay in a relationship or find a good man and that kind of.
Well, the thing is that women, they have a delusional perception of what kind of relationship that they should be in. You know what I'm saying? Like Disney and these princess stories and these love stories has ruined the minds and expectations of a lot of women. The reality of it is that every woman believes that they're going to have a Prince Charming, and that's just not true. But just because every woman is not going to have a Prince Charming doesn't mean that that woman doesn't have a soulmate. See, the problem is that your soulmate may not be that Prince Charming individual that you're looking for, but you are so focused on what the world has told you you're entitled to. You could have what it is that you want, what it is that you need, something that complements you 100% perfectly right in front of you. But because you are zoned in on that image that the world has embedded into your brain, you will look right past it. You will forego it for something that's probably not what's for you. You know what I mean?
I think.
Are they unhappy?
I think a lot of them are unhappy.
And do you know why?
Jesse Lee Peterson is always lost. I mean, this dude literally has no idea what planet he's on ever. But he somehow manages to navigate through interesting interviews. I think one of his best interviews was the one, he actually had 3 good interviews in my opinion that I've seen. I haven't seen all of them, so I don't want to take that credit away from him. But the interview that he had with Tariq Nasheed was hilarious. The interview that he had with Tommy Sotomayor was hilarious. And the interview that he had with Vosh was classic. Classic.
I don't know why.
Any idea at all?
No, I don't know what went wrong.
So again, this is Manosphere Highlights Daily. Make sure that you sub this channel if you've never watched this channel before, because again, that's where I got the video from. I've been subscribed to that channel since before they had 1K subscribers. I knew this channel was gonna blow up. It's got good production. The technical skills are on point. The guy who does the commentary is really good. You know what I mean? And they put together a really good short video. So, this is always some good content to watch, in my opinion.
Women feel unhappy. Women today, wherever I go.
Here goes one of the things that I criticize about the Manosphere. You know what I'm saying? Right off the rip, they got a white supremacist, Jordan Peterson. You know what I'm saying?
Whether it's Italy or Brazil or England or America, okay, or Toronto, okay, the upper middle class professional women are unhappy, miserable.
And see, I agree with this woman, but see, the reason why these women are miserable is because they just simply won't listen. Not listening is part of the reason why so many women have a hard time finding a relationship. Men literally, I mean, there is content after content after content, video after video after video, Twitter post after Twitter post, Facebook post after Facebook post, group after group, phone call after phone call, where men literally repeat to women what it is that they want. And it's very simple. Just listen, understanding. Make me feel secure. You know what I mean? Give me some encouragement and support. You know what I'm saying? If I'm undertaking a task, have my back. Don't work against me, work with me. Very simple stuff. And it's almost like women have like a blockade up to it. So now women say, well, look, now we're more competitive in the workforce, but we can't find a man. Because what you did was you enhanced your working skills. You didn't enhance your relationship skills. You didn't enhance your social skills. You may have enhanced your social skills as it applies and pertains to your career, but as it applies and pertains to a relationship with a heterosexual male, you did nothing except for got a position where you may have more or less authority, which is actually taking away from your ability to communicate in a relationship, because now you may feel that you have some inherent ability or granted some, justification to try to dictate towards and to your man. Come on, ladies, get it together.
They want, and they don't know why they're unhappy. They want to blame it on men, okay? The men must change. Men must become more like women. No, that.
And see what she just said right there. Men must, quote, become more like women. That is the whole thing. This is where you get into that simping thing. And then women are still upset with that because they sit there and complain about men with the female and the beta, characteristics. This man's not alpha. This man's not confident. This man is too soft. But you want these feminine traits because you've attained so many masculine traits. Now you're just confused and you don't know what you want, which is already a fundamental problem with a lot of women anyway, before all of this confusion.
That is the wrong way to go, okay? It's when men are men.
You gotta hit that Streamlabs so that your boy can not have those advertisements in there. You know what I'm saying?
Okay, and understand themselves as men, are secure as men. Then you're going to be happier.
For me, at least, it's a.
This is that Lauren Southern. This is another alt-right queen. You know what I'm saying? She's an alt-right queen, and I think she got shunned for a little bit because she simply took a picture with a black dude. She got shunned, you know what I mean? People was dragging her left and right on the internet, but she dropping some truth bombs right here, though.
Genuine concern for where I see a lot of young girls' lives going, and it's really sad because I don't see. I mean, all you have to do is look at the stats. Quite frankly, women are less and less and less happy. That's just what it is. And sorry, the newest iPhone, not going to bring you more happiness. Big haul from Sephora, maybe fleeting happiness, but it's not going to bring you more happiness. Especially if you're going out and your only goal is to get more Instagram followers. Your only goal is to sleep with Chad.
See, this is that. This is how social media is destroying society, man. Like, she's dropping some truth bombs right here. You know what I mean? And this is that what she just said goes into the whole criticism that I had with the silhouette challenge. The silhouette challenge is toxic. All of these women out here, instead of trying to get validation from a meaningful relationship, you want to get validation from social media likes. Well, I'm sorry to tell you, but a human male is not social media likes. It's completely different. It's completely different kind of interaction. And the interaction that you're looking for with a man, practicing on social media, getting likes is not going to get you loved by a man. I mean, it's very simple. It's really simple. I don't understand how women are, graduating and taking over careers at such a high rate, but it's like the comprehension for basic human interaction has just yet to sink in. I don't get it.
It's not going to bring you more happiness.
What's the instant gratification? And then
Yeah, I agree with this woman here. You know what I'm saying? The instant gratification, that is a huge issue with society, with men and women. You know what I mean? Men and women have instant gratification. You see so many people stopping and starting projects. And, you know, starting and stopping projects and not being able to complete a task, that has a lot to do with narcissism. And society is completely, going in the direction of, unisexual narcissism. You know what I mean? Narcissism results from traumatic childhoods and, the increase of broken families and blended families, and divorce rates are all increasing. You know what I'm saying? So as these children grow up who are products of these not optimal environments, you're going to see more narcissistic traits manifesting. I mean, that's just what it is. That's just the reality of it.
you just need it more and more and more. It's not something that is sustainable and just is going to be consistent in any way. So
I'm running 2 businesses by myself. What do you think is the thing that gave
Ha! Candace Owens. You know what I'm saying? I love criticizing Candace Owens. But in this case, I can't say anything because everything that she says here is absolutely 100% on point.
gives me the greatest pleasure in life?
What has given you the greatest pleasure as of this moment?
In this moment, and also like in a day. What is the highlight of my day?
Well, maybe your marriage.
Yeah, my marriage.
He said maybe your marriage. What's wrong with that guy? Somebody needs to ask him, like, why is your marriage or your relationship not the highlight of your day? You know what I mean? The highlight of my day is spending time with my girlfriend and spending time with my kids. That is the highlight of my day. Even if me and my girlfriend, may have gotten into an argument or we didn't get along about something, just getting home and seeing that, she's safe. You know what I mean? Just seeing that she's there. That is the highlight of my day. Being around people that love me and that I love is the highlight of my day, because that's the stuff that you cannot replace. Material things, you can swap that out. You can replace it. You know what I mean? Genuine love, caring, nurturing, you can't replace that. So when you have it, you need to appreciate it. And I think that's actually what Candace Owens is saying. You know what I mean? She just had a baby. You know what I mean? She's married. And I mean, she's probably speaking from her own experience. So, I give her a lot of credit for that. You know what I mean? I don't necessarily have to agree with somebody on all of their political talking points to give them credit when they actually make some points that I agree with. So I agree with what she's saying on this. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
The highlight of my day is when I get to cook dinner for my husband.
Do you cook?
Oh, I definitely cook. Fresh meals, fresh food.
What?
Yes.
You looking to
And the messages in the marketing and in the ads and in the shows that started to come out was more and more, get away from being a
I was gonna say something, but I'm gonna save my comment. Actually, I'm not gonna save my comment. I'm gonna throw it out.
slave and to that hot stove. Liberate yourself. Don't spend time all day in a kitchen or house cleaning. Why would you want to be a housewife? And they started to do that partly to market their, pre-made TV dinners that were coming out and packaged frozen foods you could just stick in an oven, and nowadays stick in a microwave.
And putting food on the table, sitting down,
Yes.
talking to my husband, feeding our friends. Those are the things that give me the
Right.
greatest. I have had lunch with the President of the United States, and I am telling you, the
Correct.
thing that gives me the greatest pleasure
Right.
is feeding my husband.
Right.
Yeah, man, like making sure that the person that you love is healthy and alive. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's dropping some truth bombs right here. And it's just amazing how that concept, I mean, like, there's literally nothing wrong with what she's saying right here. And everything that she's saying is right. And it's just like so many women just really can't grasp that concept, which leads you to the question, are women in 2021 actually capable of emotional availability and love? You know what I mean?
Making him a sandwich. Okay.
I'm telling you, man, like that cut in with Michael Jackson is hilarious, man. Whoever runs this channel, man, like they got some good skills with the content creation for show. You know what I'm saying?
Okay? What was this all about? What was this whole sport of we need to compete like men, be like men?
I touched on that right there. I don't understand where the competition came from. And Kevin Samuels talks about that a lot of times too. I don't get the competition. I gotta ask women, are you all as excited to compete with transgenders in your sports? Because that's coming. What are you guys doing about that? Are you, do you have the same energy for that competition as you do with your competition with men? Or do you just look at that as competition with men?
And act like men, dress like men, talk like men, get naked, have sex with men, give them everything they want. For whose happiness?
Right.
Whose happiness?
Women today are taking more and more antidepressant type medications than ever before. So feminism isn't helping anything. We're just getting women to kind of try to be something.
I think everybody is taking more antidepressant medications than ever before, and that's a whole nother rabbit hole. I think that feminism may have something to do with that, but I don't think feminism is the root of the problem, because males don't have feminism and antidepressants are even on the rise in children. So how do we explain that? You know what I mean?
And they're not. Why would it make a woman happier to be male-like and not just actually honor the true core essence of who she really is and that divine feminine nature? Because there's a beauty and a power that is unbelievable to that expression.
Man, this older woman is speaking some wise words, but the problem is that, a lot of women, man, they're not going to listen. They're not going to listen because they know it all. You know what I mean? They got their PhDs, so they don't need to listen to this woman, despite the fact that she has age and experience. You know what I mean? Like, they don't need to listen. They know it all. They went to college.
We're not the weaker sex. We're just the complementary opposite to the divine masculine.
Yeah, like the yin and the yang. Exactly. Exactly.
Which is the protector and the provider. The male provides a certain level.
Biological reciprocity is what men and women are. A symbiotic relationship. We're not equal, but we have equal importance in each other's lives. It's not that difficult of a concept to understand. You know what I'm saying? I think that society has actually deprogrammed women. You know what I'm saying? I think that society has actually deprogrammed women's brains to have them behave in a way that is not natural. And when you start doing things that aren't natural, that's when you start seeing the decline in a society, or the decline in a species that has been around for a long time. You know what I'm saying? Keep on at this pace, humanity gonna be the next dinosaurs.
Of guidance and logic that the women may not have, because they're operating from a different aspect of their brain. One isn't better than the other, but they're designed to work in a complementary way, and for a reason. And throughout our evolutionary history, it worked. It's only in the last 100 years or so that it's been turned upside down on purpose.
But here's the point. Men and women have never worked side by side, ever. Maybe on the farms, okay, when you were like, maybe one person's in the potato field, the other one's over here in the doing tomatoes or whatever, okay? You had families working side by side, exhausted with each other, no time to have any clash of this. It was a collaborative effort on farms and so on.
Collaborative effort. See, you notice how other than Laura Sutherland, I think that Laura Southern, whatever, the blonde alt-right chick, other than her, most of these women in this video are women who are older. So I would be interested to see a conversation with these women if Kevin Samuels did a video or did a live stream and had these women on the panel and they had a discussion, and some of his callers spoke with these women along with Kevin Samuels, I would be interested to see, because this pattern of these older women understanding this dynamic, it makes you have to, and this is one of the criticisms that I have with the Manosphere, you kind of have to question the wall. Now, when you talk about the wall, I'm not sure. So correct me if I'm wrong, but I think the wall has to do with, quote, sexual attraction. And I believe that it's based on visual appearance. So when people talk about this whole concept of a wall, they say, oh, a woman loses their value after 30. Me personally, I'm not really into the, you know what I mean, the young, you know what I mean, like 20s and all of that. Like I even when I was that age, I was never into that age of women to date. But these older women seem to be trying to explain to these younger women how to actually interact with a man, how to actually care for a man, and how to actually present yourself as a woman to have a sustainable relationship. Now, my question is, if personality does bear weight on a woman's value, if a woman has this kind of wisdom in her mid-30s to mid-40s, and you're a man in that age, would you be more attracted to a woman like this with these kind of personalities who are in line with how you feel a relationship should be versus a younger woman in their mid to early 20s who is completely oblivious and, you know, is the kind of woman that caused the creation of something like the Manosphere? Me personally, I think that this kind of attitude, this kind of emotional availability, this kind of understanding and capacity to have empathy towards what the partner wants, I think that this could weaken the wall, the theoretical wall. Let me know what you guys think about that in the comments.
Never in all of human history have men and women been working side by side.
Speaking of the information hidden from women, like the fact that the more sexual partners you have leads to lower happiness levels in your marriage. That is just a fact. The studies show that. And once again, not controlling, you do you, but absolutely young girls should be told this. Why are we trying to hide information that will lead to higher happiness and purpose in life? Why are we trying to hide that? Oh, right, a cultural Marxist agenda that wants to...
She couldn't help herself with the dog whistles. You know what I'm saying? That's that alt-right, though. You know what I mean? Yeah. There's a whole... We're going to have to do a video about cultural Marxism, Karl Marx, and the Communist Manifesto. So we get that straight, so we can start dissecting some of this nonsense. But what she's actually trying to say, if she would have said it more accurately, is that the media, the government, all of the powers to be are trying to basically rewrite reality to make people self-impose change that's not necessary. We have a situation that people call a Hegelian dialectic. It's a created problem where a solution is offered to make it look like the people who created the problem are actually the ones who solved the problem. That's what she's talking about. But I think, like, I don't know, like the alt-right gods or funders, sponsors, whatever, you know what I mean? There's certain words that they have to use like so many times, and like one of them is Marxism, one of them is socialism, one of them is communism, you know what I mean? It's almost like they get money every time they say that shit. And never forget that they used to call Martin Luther King a socialist and a communist and a Marxist, and now he has his own holiday. Never forget that. Just like 9/11. Never forget that either.
Destroy the family. I forgot about that one.
And, you know, basically then at one point there was the war between the stay-at-home mom and the career mom, and they were clashing. And you had even movies like Mona Lisa's Smile with beautiful Julia Roberts, you know, encouraging this young woman to not be lesser than herself and, you know, getting married and having being a wife and having a family, and instead going off and creating her career.
It's so true, and it's sad because the symbiote.
Women should be able to follow their own destiny. If there's a woman who just genuinely doesn't want to have kids, if she has a career goal, like say maybe she wants to be a college professor, or maybe she wants to be a scientist or some type of doctor, then she should be able to do that unrestricted, and her family should support her. If she has a boyfriend, and her boyfriend should know that going into the relationship, and she should be honest about that going into the relationship. And if she maintains that partner, then he should support her. She shouldn't lie, you know what I mean, and say that this isn't my plan, and then it turns out that that is the plan. You know what I'm saying? Relationships are supposed to be complementary and reciprocal, in my opinion. You know what I'm saying? Also, women should not put pressure on that woman. Other women shouldn't be like, you're wasting your life. No, other women should be supportive of that. If that's what she wants, then that's what she should get. Just like there's some women who just want a simple life. You know what I'm saying? They want to, you know, have a family. They want to take care of the family, and they want the man to take care of, you know, maintaining, you know, the finances and different things like that. If you're that type of woman and you're built like that, then that's what you should do. And nobody should talk you out of it. You should have every right to do that. People dictating how other people should be, as long as nobody's being harmed and as long as nobody's breaking the law, is completely ridiculous. If Candace Owens believes that making her husband a sandwich and serving her husband and, you know, making his life easier and being supportive, if she believes that that's how she should be, which I agree with her on that point, then there's no one who has the right to tell her that she's incorrect, because her relationship only impacts herself, and it only impacts the audience that she reaches. You know what I mean? And most of the time, whether people like to admit it or not, the audience that people reach are an echo chamber, because for the most part, most people cannot tolerate when people have differences of opinions or differences of ideas. Me personally, I can, because, you know, I don't really get that invested. I don't get that emotional about it. And in my opinion, you know, diversity of ideas to consider is always a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Because when it comes to diversity of ideas, and if you're always looking to improve, when you have more ideas at your availability, then innovation is a lot easier because of access to information. That's just my opinion. You know what I'm saying?
Nature of me just getting married, for people to know, and now that I'm married, I'm just like, guys, oh my gosh, it was all a lie. When I say it was all a lie,
well,
it means
what
I was
said.
raised
It was all a lie.
to believe. If you the classes I took, I mean, you're raised to believe you do not need a man. And not only do you not need a man, it is a token of how strong and how good you are if you do it without a man.
It's an achievement. That's right.
All a lie.
And you can have a child, and the child doesn't need a father.
No, it doesn't, because you can do it by yourself.
And women are now, the pressure about Silicon Valley. They're also sexist. Oh, they don't allow women in, and so on. The men are being men in Silicon Valley, all right, and so on. And the
especially
women,
the engineers.
And the women are demanding that this is terrible. You're being sexist. Maybe the sexes, okay, have their own particular form of rhetoric, their own particular form of, you know.
Yeah, everybody has a shorthand. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody has their own things that they say. Quote, you know, even like when I talk about dog whistles, it's the same thing. It's shorthand. It's just language that people speak that people who are like-minded understand. You know what I mean? She's absolutely right. But the thing is that if women aren't allowed to get into these spaces, like she's talking about how these women complain about, you know, engineering and male behavior, then how is it that women are increasingly graduating and women are beginning to equal and possibly surpass men when it comes to, you know, careers and specializations? You can't have both. The data shows something completely opposite from what a lot of these women are saying as far as their talking points go.
Of identity, okay, maybe, okay, we need to re-examine, okay, this business about, you know, maybe we have to perhaps accept some degree of tension and conflict between the sexes, okay, in a work environment. I don't mean harassment. I'm talking about women feeling disrespected, how somehow their opinions when they express them, okay, are not taken seriously, or even Hillary Clinton is complaining. Oh, when a woman writes something online, she's attacked immediately, and so on. Well, everyone's attacked online. What are you talking about? The world.
This is true. Everybody's attacked online. You know what I'm saying? Like, she's right. People want equality. There you go. You're equally attacked. You know what I mean?
The world is tough. The world is competitive. Okay, identity is honed. Okay, by conflict.
You know, and then all these people in the younger generation are just basically taught, you know, sexual liberation is the way to go. You know, and that's empowering, and it's not. It's a way to.
Yeah, there's nothing empowering about sexual, quote, liberation. I don't understand where that concept came from. It's very odd to me. It's not even actually safe practice. You know what I'm saying? Medically and hygienically. But I don't know. That's what's being encouraged nowadays.
Spread disease. It's a way to degrade yourself and end up having a whole lot of regret, some that you can't undo later on. I didn't meet Don until my mid-40s, and we did not have a child, and I'm very sad about that. I'm very sad about that.
Awesome video, man. Awesome video by Manosphere Highlights Daily. Again, as you can see, I liked this video, and of course, I'm subscribed to this channel. So I would advise you guys to do the same. And that is it, man. So let me know what you guys thought about this video. Manosphere Highlights Daily. I hope I provided enough commentary where you guys don't feel that, you know, I inappropriately used the content. And with that being said, that's the end of the video. I will catch you guys on the next one. Make sure you watch it all the way through to the end. Click the links at the end. Help your boy out. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure that you do that. And I will see you on the next video. Peace.